Ever feel like some people just have a secret weapon when it comes to selling?
Yeah.
Whether it's a product or an idea.
Yeah, it's not about being pushy, right? It's something else.
Exactly. It's more like this natural magnetism. We're doing a deep dive today into what fuels that. And, well, I think the core of it is passion.
Passion. That's a great place to start. And if we break that down, what are we really talking about?
It's that strong feeling, you
Yeah.
know, excitement, love for something, like how you feel about a favorite book or maybe a video game, that kind of energy.
Right, that intense enthusiasm. And why does that matter for, say, selling something?
Because it shines through,
Yeah.
makes other people interested. It's like a chef who really loves cooking.
Okay.
Their food just tastes better, doesn't it? You
Yeah.
can feel the care.
Yeah, you can. That makes sense. It suggests a deeper conviction, maybe. Authenticity.
Totally. And to really see this work, we're going to look at this story about an entrepreneur named Alex.
Alex, okay.
Right.
What was their situation?
Well, Alex started a business selling these eco-friendly water bottles. But at first, the focus was really just on making money.
The bottom line.
Yeah. And the sales, they were pretty poor. Just not really working. It felt like a real struggle.
That sounds familiar. A lot of businesses start that way. Purely transactional.
Right. But then something clicked for Alex.
Ah, the turning point.
Yeah. Alex remembered why they started the business in the first place. It was about caring for the planet, reducing plastic waste.
So they reconnected with that original why.
Exactly. And that reignited their passion for the mission. And things really started to change for the business after that.
And that's really what we want to unpack today, isn't it? How that passion can power success. We'll use Alex's journey, look at the benefits.
But also the risks, right? It's not all upside.
Definitely need to look at the pitfalls, too. It's about finding that balance.
Okay, so let's dive into part one, the power of passion in sales. So we're saying passion here means really genuinely caring about what you're offering.
Precisely. It's that deep-seated belief, that conviction in the value of it, not just reciting features from a list.
Because that belief, that translates into being more believable.
All right.
And that gets customers interested.
Absolutely. If you don't seem convinced, why would anyone else be?
Good point.
Think about Alex again. First, it was just, here's a water bottle, probably listed some features.
Right.
But when the passion for the environment came through, the whole conversation shifted. It wasn't just about a bottle anymore.
It was about saving the oceans, maybe. Something bigger.
Exactly. That genuine belief started grabbing people's attention. It resonated.
Okay, so that leads us nicely into the benefits. What are the big upsides of bringing passion into it?
Well, the first big one is that other people tend to get excited too. Your passion can be contagious.
Oh, yeah. Like when you see a movie you absolutely loved and you tell your friends all about it, getting really animated, they start feeling that excitement too, right? They want to see it.
Exactly that. It's a kind of emotional mirroring. Our brains pick up on that genuine enthusiasm.
So with Alex, when they started talking about, saving sea turtles from plastic,
People connected with that cause. It wasn't just a sales pitch.
they became interested in the mission and then naturally in the bottles as a way to help.
It shifted the whole dynamic, created an emotional link.
Okay, benefit one, contagious excitement. What's number two?
You become super believable, genuinely believable.
Because you actually mean it.
Right. That authenticity cuts through all the noise, all the marketing messages we usually tune out. People trust sincerity.
It's like watching a skilled craftsperson talk about their work. You feel their dedication.
Yeah, and that builds instant trust in what they're creating.
So for Alex, when customers sense that real belief in the quality, in the environmental good,
They trusted Alex more. It felt less like a pitch and more like sharing something valuable.
and that trust is gold in business, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the foundation for relationships, for loyalty.
Okay, so passion makes you contagious and believable. What's the third big advantage?
You just don't give up as easily. Passion fuels perseverance.
Resilience. Because selling, well, it can be tough. Lots of no's.
Definitely. You face setbacks, rejection. It's part of the game. Resilience is critical.
But if you're driven by that passion, that deep why,
It acts like this internal engine. It keeps you going when things get rough.
like a scientist who just won't quit because they need to find the answer.
Exactly. So even when Alex had those really low initial sales,
The passion for the planet kept them going.
it did. It motivated them to try new things, find different ways to connect. Instead of just packing it in, it provides that deep well of determination.
Okay, those are some powerful upsides. But we mentioned risks. We need that balanced view.
Crucial. Passion is amazing, but it's not foolproof. There are downsides to watch out for.
Right. What's the first one?
The danger of ignoring what other people actually need or want.
Getting tunnel vision.
Yeah. You can get so wrapped up in your enthusiasm, your idea, that you forget to check if it actually resonates with your customers.
Like a musician who only ever plays their absolute favorite, very obscure song,
Yeah.
even if the audience wants something they recognize.
That's a good analogy. For Alex in the early days, maybe they focused too much on the eco message.
And forgot to ask what people actually wanted in a water bottle. Like, does it fit in a cup holder? Is it easy to clean? Specific colors?
Exactly, those practical things. Your passion is the why, but you still need to listen to the market for the what and how.
Okay, so risk one, ignoring customer needs. What's another potential pitfall?
Getting too emotional about it all.
Because you care so much.
Yes. That strong emotional investment can make it really hard to handle rejection or criticism objectively.
It feels personal.
Very personal. Like a diehard sports fan when their team loses.
Oh yeah, meltdown territory.
Right. The emotion clouds everything. Alex apparently admitted that at first every rejection felt like a huge failure. Yeah, they had to learn to detach a bit, to see rejection as feedback, not a personal attack. Developing that resilience is key.
Okay, that makes sense. Need some emotional shock absorbers. What's the third risk?
Forgetting about the details, getting lost in the big, passionate vision, and letting the practical stuff slide.
The nuts and bolts.
Yeah. Passion drives the vision, but you still need good quality, smooth operations, decent customer service, the fundamentals.
Like that passionate chef. Again, amazing ideas, but forgets to actually order the ingredients or train the waiting staff.
Exactly. The whole thing falls apart. Alex realized their environmental passion had to go hand in hand with making sure the bottles were actually well made.
And easy to buy, and if someone had a question, they got a quick answer.
Precisely. Passion needs structure and execution to actually succeed long term.
Okay, so we've seen the power and the potential pitfalls. Let's go back to Alex and that turning point you mentioned, the aha moment. It was at a school fair.
That's the story, yeah. Initially, probably just another sales event, trying to move some bottles.
Standard approach.
Yeah.
Features, benefits, maybe the eco angle.
Right. But then Alex switched it up.
How so?
Instead of just selling the bottle, they started telling the story, talking about plastic pollution, the impact on the oceans.
Connecting it to the bigger picture.
Yes, and explaining how using a reusable bottle was, a small step people could take. They even showed pictures, apparently. Sea turtles.
Wow. And how did that go down? Especially with kids there.
The kids got really engaged, started asking questions, showing real concern. It wasn't just about buying something anymore.
It connected on a different level,
Yeah.
an emotional level.
That was the light bulb moment for Alex. The realization that the passion wasn't just about the product.
It was about the why behind it, the mission.
Exactly. And communicating that why, connecting emotionally, that was the real power. Way beyond just making a sale.
That's huge. Understanding that connection is everything. So after that realization, did Alex consciously use passion differently within the company?
It seems so. They started intentionally weaving that passion into the internal workings, not just using it for external sales.
Smart. How did that play out?
Well, first, with the team, sharing that environmental mission made the employees feel like they were part of something important,
Right, not just assembling or shipping bottles. It gives the work meaning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boosted morale, motivation, created a happier, more engaged team, a shared purpose.
Nice. What else? Did it affect the products?
Yeah, definitely. That passion for sustainability pushed them beyond just good enough. They started actively looking for better, more eco-friendly materials, developing new sustainable products.
So it drove innovation.
Constant improvement, yeah, fueled by that core passion.
And did it spark new ideas generally?
It seems like it fostered a really creative environment because everyone was bought into the mission.
They could brainstorm better.
Yeah, collaboratively, coming up with new ways to promote reusable bottles, like partnerships with schools or organizing community cleanup events, creative problem solving around the mission.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about when things got tough? Did passion help internally then?
Absolutely. Facing challenges like finding the right suppliers or dealing with competitors, that underlying passion gave them the grit, the determination to push through.
Kept them going.
Provided that resilience we talked about earlier, but internally this time, kept the team focused and determined.
And did it encourage learning?
It seems so. The passion fueled this desire to learn more about the business, about customers, about making a bigger impact. It drove continuous learning and growth.
So passion wasn't just an outward thing, it really reshaped the inside of the company too.
Completely. It became part of the company DNA.
Okay, so let's shift focus outwards again. How did this energized, passion-fueled approach change Alex's interactions outside the company?
Well, think about presentations maybe to retailers or potential partners.
Right.
Alex's genuine passion for the mission made those pitches way more engaging, more convincing. People could feel the authenticity. It wasn't just a script.
Believability again.
Exactly. And it extended to customers, too, a real interest in helping them, finding the right solution, understanding their needs.
Not just making the sale.
Right. Which builds loyalty. People feel valued, they come back, they tell others. True customer care.
And what about connecting with others in the same space? Other eco-conscious businesses?
That shared passion made forming strong connections, collaborations much easier. Finding allies who believed in the same things.
Building a supportive network.
Yeah, creating partnerships based on shared values, which can be really powerful.
Did it help them stand out? The market for reusable bottles must be pretty crowded.
For sure. But that clear mission, that obvious passion, it became a key differentiator. It attracted customers who cared about the same things. It gave the brand an identity.
So it wasn't just another bottle. It stood for something.
Precisely. And finally, perhaps the biggest external impact.
What's that?
Inspiring others. Alex's passion actually motivated customers, maybe even other businesses, to think more about sustainability. It created a ripple effect.
Wow. So it went beyond just their own success.
Yeah, contributing to a larger shift. That's the potential power of leading with purpose-driven passion.
So looking back at Alex's whole journey, it's quite a transformation, isn't it? From struggling sales to, well, becoming a real success story.
A financial giant, even, as some might say, but more importantly, one built on something meaningful.
Right. And it happened by aligning the business with that core passion, caring for the environment. It wasn't just selling, it was selling something they truly believed in.
And that's the key takeaway, I think. When your work connects with something you genuinely care about, it becomes more than just a job. It's more fulfilling, more impactful.
So for everyone listening, how can they tap into this? What are the practical steps?
Okay, well, first, you've got to find what you love, right? Do some real thinking. What makes you excited? What problems do you genuinely want to solve?
Know thyself. Find that spark.
That's the foundation. Second, really believe in what you're offering, whatever it is. If you don't buy it, nobody else will.
Cultivate that conviction.
Third, let people see your enthusiasm. Don't hide it. Share it. Passion is infectious, remember.
Let it shine. Inspire people.
But fourth, and this is crucial, balance that with listening. Pay attention to what others need and want. Don't let your passion make you deaf.
Right, it's a dialogue, not a monologue.
Exactly. And finally, number 5, keep going. Use that passion as fuel when you hit bumps in the road, because you will. Let it be your source of resilience.
Persevere. Okay, those are great actionable points.
Ultimately, passion isn't just, some fuzzy feeling. It's a real force.
Yeah, it seems like it helps build connections, overcome huge challenges, achieve really amazing things.
In business, sure, but maybe in life generally, too. It's the engine, really.
It drives you forward, helps you make a mark.
A meaningful impact.
So here's something to leave everyone with, a final thought to chew on.
Okay.
Think about one area in your life right now. Could be work, could be a side project, maybe something you're just dreaming about. Where could you inject more of your genuine passion into it?
Intentionally turning up the dial on passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What might happen if you did? What kind of shift could that create? What impact could you unlock?
Yeah.
Something to think about. Ever feel like some people just have a secret weapon when it comes to selling?
Yeah.
Whether it's a product or an idea.
Yeah, it's not about being pushy, right? It's something else.
Exactly. It's more like this natural magnetism. We're doing a deep dive today into what fuels that. And, well, I think the core of it is passion.
Passion. That's a great place to start. And if we break that down, what are we really talking about?
It's that strong feeling,
Yeah.
excitement, love for something, like how you feel about a favorite book or maybe a video game, that kind of energy.
Right, that intense enthusiasm. And why does that matter for, say, selling something?
Because it shines through.
Yeah.
It makes other people interested. It's like a chef who really loves cooking.
Okay.
Their food just tastes better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can feel the care.
Yeah, you can. That makes sense. It suggests a deeper conviction, maybe. Authenticity.
Totally. And to really see this work, we're going to look at this story About an entrepreneur named Alex.
Alex, okay.
Nice.
What was their situation?
Well, Alex started a business selling these eco-friendly water bottles. But at first,